കോപ്രായനൊക്കെ കാണത്തില്ലേ? The price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at the hand, and the determination that whether we lose or win, we have applied the best of ourselves to task at hand. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. May we kindly request all the respected dignitaries, Dr. Suresh Thomas, former Vice Chancellor, MG University, Dr. Major George, Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, University, Vietnam, Reverend Father Bobby Alex Manamblakil, Manager, Marian College, Kutikanam, Dr. TV Murali Vallaban, Director, Marian Institute of Management, Dr. N. Arun Shankar, Associate Professor and Conference Coordinator of MIM, Dr. Joshija George, Associate Professor and Conference Coordinator, Dr. Bose George, Dean Student Affairs, MIM, and Professor Samson Thomas to proceed to the dais.
A very warm welcome to the valedictory function of the 8th International Conference on Sustainable Management Practices in the New Age Business, conducted by Marian Institute of Management in association with Lincoln University College, Pala Management Association, and Conscious Ventures.
A day without prayer is a day without blessing, and a life without prayer is a life without power. Let's begin today's auspicious event with a prayer song. So here, I welcome Mim Choir for the prayer song. We request everyone to rise up for the prayer.
Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high.
Please be seated. Thank you, choir. If the sign on your heart says welcome, the love will come pouring in from everywhere. Now, to give you all a warm and a hearty welcome, let me invite Professor Samson Thomas, who is our backbone and a good supporter. Welcome, sir.
Most respected President of this meeting, very beloved Dr. Suresh Thomas, former Vice Chancellor, MG University, Kottayam. Most respected manager of this great institution, Reverend Father Bobby Alex Manamblakil, and the professor who is giving the valedictory message, Dr. Major George, Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, University, Vietnam. Dr. Murali Vallaban sir, our very beloved director, Professor Bose George, and Professor Joshija, Father Jose, other faculty members, participants of this great event, today International Conference on sustainable business practices. So it's a great occasion that the program, the Today International Conference was conducted in an excellent way, and scholars, faculty members from other institutes, and students from various colleges presented more than 90 research papers in this two-day event, which is considered to be a landmark in the history of our institute, Marine Institute of Management. I take this opportunity to congratulate the coordinators, the faculty members, Joshija, Dr. Arun Shankar, Dr. Joshija, Dr. Arun Shankar, all other faculty members who are by being various committee members, and especially the student volunteers, technical committee members who are helping day in, day out for making this event one of the colorful, one of the golden moments of this institute. I am not prolonging because a valedictory function is a function where people would like to see this to end at the fast, because people would like to get the certificate at the earliest. My job is to welcome all the dignitaries here. We have with us the chairman of this event, none other than our former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Syriac Thomas. I am reminded of a Greek mythology where a sculptor by the name Pygmalion started carving a statue of a beautiful lady. Finally, after carving the whole statue, this Pygmalion himself fell in love with the statue. Later, this effect is well spread across the globe as Pygmalion effect. Whatever we make, if we fall in love with that design or something which we make, we call it as Pygmalion effect. Whosoever is introduced to Dr. Syriac Thomas, I am sure will fall in love with Dr. Syriac Thomas. Such a great personality, a gentleman, a very good administrator who did a lot of excellent things, still continuing to contribute to the society in terms of lot of remarkable contributions, contributing to a lot of seminars, all kind of institutions. Let me take this opportunity to welcome our chairman of this meeting, Dr. Syriac Thomas, former Vice Chancellor. Welcome, sir. An MBA student went for an interview in a 99-cent store, which is all popular in America, which is 1 cent less than $1. And these people, the interviewers were taking the job interview, and this MBA student asked a fundamental, very simple question, which usually you also will get. Where do you see after 5 years? Immediately, this student was a little bit surprisingly, he gave the answer, I'll be in a $1 store. So from 99 cents, maybe after 5 years, he would like to rise himself into a $1 store. And he was selected also, simply. Whatever, improvements you see in Marian College is because of the vision of this great visionary, Father Bobby Alex Manablackal, sitting here. We must give a good round of applause to him because of the effort he is putting in for building this institution to a greater or a better institution every day. You can see a lot of developments happening intellectually and physically, both ways. Father, we are very much honored by your presence. We welcome you from our bottom of hearts. Welcome, Father. Dr. Major George, who is a well-known academician across the globe, a professor with Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, University, Vietnam. He was much beloved to us, or he is much beloved to us because he took pain and strain to take 2 sessions in the morning also to build or to mold our students. We must thank him for this. And as the speaker of this maybe valedictory message is giving a technical session at this moment at the valedictory function, sir, we welcome you to this great gathering. The whole conference, as you all know, is a brainchild, or you can say it is all designed by our very own beloved director, Murali Valban sir. He's a person who meticulously planned everything, foolproof, zero defect, and everything went well just because of his robust design. Sir, we welcome you to this gathering. We welcome both the coordinators who are toiling in 24/7 all these months and months for the last 6 months to make this program one of the wonderful one. Dr. Joshija, Dr. Arun Shankar, and Professor Bose also, maybe all other faculty members, Father Jose, who intervene in every aspect, every time, and all the faculty members, participants, and my dear beloved students, we welcome you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I invite our manager, Reverend Father Bobby Alex Mannaplakil, one of the best inspirer and a charismatic leader, to grace this occasion by his words. Welcome, Father.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Dr. Sri Thomas, Dr. Majo George, Professor Samson Thomas, Dr. Bose George, Dr. Arun Shankar, Dr. Murali Vallapan, and the esteemed faculty and students present here, especially those scholars who have presented research papers today, which totals about 90, I heard. Hearty congratulations to all of you. I don't think this is the time to lecture you on management techniques now, as I am standing before eminent management gurus, academicians, and especially those who have put their mark on administrative management level with a lot of industry experience as well. I just want to take this opportunity to appreciate the hard work put together by these scholars and organizers, and to congratulate all of you. This is truly an international event. When we have this many research papers presented today, so many of them coming from out of country, and some of them have presented in the online mode, and you really had a taste of what does a professional conference looks like. And I am sure if it is the first experience for you, those who are students who are presented, and those who have attended the conference, you will see in your career ladder, this is going to be a remarkable moment. Because as administrators and as managers, or even in a different field, if you decide to do so after the completion of your MBA program, when you are looking for a good career, especially in academics, when the interviewer looks on your resume, one of the first things he or she will be looking at is for how many professional conferences you have taken part in, you have been active participant in. I have personally seen this in some of the very prestigious foreign universities and the scholars who go here and there. Luckily, I am in a way proud to say that I have attended so many international conferences in out of country. And when they come, one of the first things they present would be their resume in which, or curriculum vitae, which is a detailed resume, so to say. They will list out each and every one of the professional conferences, either they have attended or presented papers, even if it is online, doesn't matter. Therefore, that is going to add up to the credits of academic acceptance you are going to get in the industry level and also in the academic level as well. Therefore, I congratulate you for just being participants starting with and also being the presenters. And I'm sure I was not able to attend any of the presentations, so to say. I'm sorry. But at the same time, I'm sure that Marine Institute of Management has a benchmark of minimum guarantee. That is, even in presenting papers. Look at the wide array of dignitaries and academicians who are present here. Start with Dr. Sri Thomas, a former Vice Chancellor, esteemed Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University. And from there, he has grown up in the ladder and gone to the national level leadership in very many different areas of expertise. And therefore, we are very proud to have him here. And if I remember correctly, he is the first PTA president of Marine College. Am I right, sir? That means his daughter was a student here. When the college started first, he wanted to admit his own daughter here as a student. That is a matter of pride for us too. And therefore, I am not elaborating further on it. Dr. Maju, I just met him. I'm sure that he has really impressed the industry and the academia by his experience and expertise. That is why he is a guest here and he is going to talk to us about his experience and also what he has learned as a management guru. And I'm not going through everyone, but I just want to congratulate all of you and all once again appreciate the hard work done by the management, especially Father Jose, who has been coordinating with Dr. Murali Vallabhan and the rest of the faculty for taking all the pain to put things together, and the student leadership. When there is a management program, whether it is a fest or it is a academic conference like this, when it comes to the management institute, the leadership is truly taken by the management students, because this is an opportunity for you to learn for your future career. Put your marks on it together. Therefore, I congratulate all of you. Thank you all. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Father, for your enlightening words. Nothing great will be achieved without great men, and men are only great if they are determined to do so. Now, it's the time for the presidential address. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to have with us Dr. Sri Thomas, former Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi University. He is a writer, teacher, research guide, social activist, and public speaker. He did his master's and PhD in political science from the University of Kerala in 1965. He was also honored by Bergman's Award for the Best College Teacher in Kerala 1998, Acharya Award for Exemplary Leadership in Public Life and Education 2003, and many more. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Most revered manager, Very Reverend Father Bobby Alex, Honorable Uncle Vicar General of the Diocese of Kanjurapalli, Director and my own dear disciple, Dr. Murali Vallabhan, esteemed Professor of the Marine Institute, Professor Samson Thomas, sir, today's guest of honor, Dr. Major George of Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, Saigon, Vietnam, whom I had the good fortune of knowing from his boyhood days, as his father and mother happened to be my very close friends for long years. Dr. Bose George, Father Jose Dr. Arun Shankar, Dr. Joshia, and other members of the faculty, distinguished participants of this 2 days international seminar. My greetings and good wishes. As Bobby H.N. has rightly said, this is not a time for making a lecture on the art of management, because time is very short, we know, especially in the afternoon. And we know that we are at the fag end of a hectic 2-day seminar. Dr. Bobby H.N. seems to be the most suitable person to give a message, because we know that from my own experience, I've seen that he has proved a pleasant face all the time, whether in the morning, noon, or in the evening. He is the best guarantee to make one best manager. I've come across with him on several occasions while he was the managing director and editor of Deepika, which actually cemented our friendship. And I must also say that I have seen and felt a little jealous of his beautiful baldness, because I am also in competition with him in that race, but I am far behind. I will take a little more time, I'm afraid, make a match to his beautiful profile wherever he stands. We all live in a highly competitive world. Nobody can escape from that. World has become bitterly competitive. I remember while I was a student, the world was not at all this much competitive in those days. And in my earlier years of teaching, when my students like Dr. Murali had been in my classes, even then also, the world or the society was not this much competitive. But now we find things have changed. Things have changed in unimaginable speed and in unbelievable dimensions. Nobody can prevent it, because the world is always on its march forward. Changes are also inevitable. There is no point in blaming the changes that are happening around. Better that we try to cope with those changes happening and march along. That will be the best. The watchword in the current scenario where you live is success. Success is the key word. You also might have heard the phrase, nothing succeeds like success. Success is the pramana vakya of our days. If you are successful, the world accepts. Otherwise, the world will be leaving you behind. You will be waylaid on the side of the road, and the world will march on. So this is very much relevant in the business world, in management world, and even in our day-to-day life. We find Success has to be measured in small things as also in things bigger. It is not the dimension, but it is the significance of being successful. That should be the watchword of the management students. You have to succeed in examinations. You have to succeed in elections if you go to politics. You will have to succeed in business if you opt for that as your occupation or profession. In politics, in administration, in teaching, in all these spheres, we find that there is an art. There is an art very much present, whether it is in politics, in elections, even in the judiciary. You find that some of the judges are well remembered, like Justice Krishna Iyer of blessed memory, was a judge of the Supreme Court long back. Even now, he is praised for the beauty of the language with which he was making his judgments. The Supreme Court judges often quote from his earlier judgments. The flow, he was just a BABL, that's all. But nobody has ever been able to beat him in the use of the most beautiful, chaste English while drafting a judgment. So you can find this kind of an art in everything, in things small and things big. Even in the spiritual world, now we find that success is measured in the capacity of a spiritual orator in gathering a crowd of sizable number. They are praised, glorified as great spiritual men. But we know that spirituality is not oratory. It is the mild word with which a spiritualist can touch the listener. That is the art of a preacher. So my only request to you as students of management, who will definitely, many of you will be landing in business field, you must try to make your imprint as a person of art in the science of management, I may say. You must make an imprint of art in the science of management. Because we find many celebrities have proved their potential, their capabilities of proving to the world their infinite ability in making a mark as a leader of competence. So it is your competency which is going to be taken into account by anyone. Achan was rightly referring about interviews. You find interviews also an art. It is not the way you answer in detail, in correct measure, that you will be assessed as a candidate for IAS or related administrative services. Whether you are brief, whether you are logical, whether you are rational in your answers for a question raised towards you. That will be the best opportunity for the board of interviewers to assess the candidate, whether he has the capacity to comprehend, to have an insightful vision of what has been asked him for answering. So this is what I would like to share with you on this occasion, that as students of business, students of management, many of you might be coming from the commerce shade, others may be from the BBA shade or the engineering shade, whatever it is. Okay. Whether you are an engineer, whether you are a doctor, whether you are a commerce graduate, postgraduate, whether you are a management student, the basic question on the basis of which you will be measured after your passing out, this is what I would like to tell you, after your passing out, will not be your percentage of marks, will not be whether you are having a class or a distinction or a rank. They are all good, but they are immaterial. It is your caliber that counts. Your caliber that counts, not your marks. Marks may be for just proving your level of excellence in writing an exam. That's okay. But your caliber is measured. The way you sit, the way you greet, the way you answer, the way you walk while coming and going after the interview. All this will be viewed in a very rational way by the interview board, whether it is in an industry or it is in the administrative services or wherever you go. So what I would like to share with you on this final day of your interview, I mean international seminar, I may say that sustainable management practices, the new age business, you should not confine to new age business. This is something which is going to make a mark of its own in all related fields of your activity. The world ahead us is definitely for a world of sustainable management. There is no other option for us. We have to accept it in all its challenges. We have to find our own solutions in tune with the challenges that we are confronted with while we are living and playing a role in whichever field of activity you are landing in after your graduation or post-graduation. Everywhere your quality of service is going to be the main counting point. The quality level of your service, your personality. Your personality is your guarantee for. Personality means your identity. Aadhaar, isn't it? As we call it. The only unfortunate side of Aadhaar is that the photograph is so bad. That's the only tragedy in the Aadhaar card, isn't it? But otherwise you find the Aadhaar is the basic information about you. So you must make your own Aadhaar card, not in black and white, but in building up your personality, your identity, where you can prove your qualities of leadership. I remember, I will just stop with a story connected with Indian politics. Some of you might be knowing Dr. John Mathai, who was the first Vice Chancellor of Kerala University. After Kerala came to existence in 1956. John Mathai was our first Vice Chancellor when we were having only one university in the state. Previously, he was Minister for Railways, Nehru Cabinet, Minister for Finance and Railway, Nehru's Cabinet. Earlier, he was the top man in the Tatas. And we find because of his competency, Nehru drafted him as a minister. And in 1952 elections, John Mathai wanted to contest to the Lok Sabha from Kottayam. Kottayam is a very fine constituency to contest, because I believe that it is one of the best secular constituencies. The voters are disarmingly secular. That is why even Shashi Tharoor is aiming Kottayam, targeting Kottayam as a possible place to contest. And John Mathai wanted Kottayam, and he hoped that that will go smooth. But unfortunately, one of those days, in 1951 last or 52, early 52, two ministers and an MP from Kerala had gone to Delhi on an official business. Sri E. John Philippos, who happened to be the brother-in-law of John Mathai. John Mathai married E. John Philippos' sister. He was a minister. K.R. Ilangat was a minister, and C. Narayanapilla was a member of the Rajya Sabha. After finishing their job with the other minister in the Central Secretariat, John Philippos suggested that we will go and meet Mathai without seeking an appointment. They didn't inform John Mathai that they will be coming to the office. So they three went to the finance minister's office and told Secretary of John Mathai that Sri Narayanapilla told him these are two ministers, John Philippos and Ilankat, and I happen to be a member of the Rajya Sabha. We want to meet the finance minister. The secretary never knew that John Philippos was his brother-in-law, minister's brother-in-law. That was not informed. So the secretary told them, you may please be seated for a while. I will go and inform the minister. But sir, I am afraid the minister is in a conference of senior IAS people, secretaries. Naturally, the secretary might not be informed, because in those days, no secretary will be daring enough to go and tell the minister while he's attending a conference that somebody has come out to see you. He might have been silent. 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, minister didn't come out. Then John Philippos rose in anger and told his other colleague, other minister, now we will go Elangat. If Matai has to see me, let him come to my house. They left. Matai never knew, to be fair to him, Father Matai, John Matai never knew that this has happened in the office of him. But what happened was, John Philippos was deeply wounded. That was natural. He told his colleagues that, let us go and meet my brother-in-law, who is the finance minister. And the finance minister didn't care to recognize. It's natural feeling of hurt. What happened was, coming back to Kerala, John Philippos met T.M. Varghese, who was in charge of distributing the tickets to Congress candidates. He was the chairman of the parliamentary board here. John Philippos said, Mr. Varghese, you should not give Kottayam seat to a man from Trichy. John Matai hailed from Trichy. Then Varghese said, Mr. Philippos, I think Panditji wants Matai to contest from Kottayam. Then John Philippos's answer was, I tell you, I am not interested in John Matai contesting from Kottayam. So the matter ended. Then T.M. Varghese played his cards very well without wounding Nehru by denying ticket publicly. What he did was, Professor C.P. Matthew was a nationalist leader, freedom fighter. While principal of the Alua UC College, he invited even Gandhi to visit that college. Such a great nationalist. So M.O. Mathai, Nehru's private secretary, was very powerful at that time. T.M. Varghese told M.O. Mathai, if you want your principal, Mathai was also a student in Alua, while Matthew sir was principal. If you want your principal to be in parliament, you tell Panditji that Kottayam seat will be safe for Professor C.P. Matthew. So when the ticket was announced, C.P. Matthew was selected as the Congress candidate. John Mathai immediately resigned from the Congress. Tata invited him to contest from Bombay. He was not wise enough to understand that Tatas will be having money but may not be having votes. So he contested from Bombay as an independent candidate and failed miserably. And that was the end of his political career. After a year or so, Panambali Govinda Menon was our chief minister, Cochin chief minister. He was going to Delhi by flight. In those days, Cochin, Bombay, Delhi, not straight flight. So from Bombay, Dr. John Mathai also came to the flight and sat next to Panambali. And when the flight started, John Mathai shared his grief and his feeling of burn to Panambali, saying that this has happened. My brother-in-law has dashed my political career. Then what Panambali said is for you to listen. ഏത് കാര്യത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് ചെറിയ ചില പ്രമാണങ്ങളുണ്ട് ലൈഫിൽ to succeed. ചെറിയ പ്രമാണങ്ങളാണെന്ന് നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കും, പക്ഷെ അത് ലൈഫിലെ വലിയ പ്രമാണങ്ങളാണ്. പനമ്പള്ളി പറഞ്ഞു, ഡോക്ടർ മത്തായി, I agree that you are one of the best financial experts in the country. You had been the finance minister of India. You had been the senior consultant manager of the Tatas. But excuse me, I will tell you, in spite of knowing all the principles of management and administration, you never try to learn the basic principle of life. പറഞ്ഞു, ജീവിതത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് ഉള്ള ആദ്യത്തെ പാഠം മറക്കരുതിനി, ആരെ പിണക്കിയാലും അളിയനെ പിണക്കാൻ പാടില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ആരെ പിണക്കിയാലും അളിയനെ പിണക്കാൻ പാടില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ബേസിക് പ്രിൻസിപ്പിൾ ഓഫ് ലൈഫ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇത്തരം കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്സ് വിൽ ബി ദെയർ. You'll be learning from your great learned professors. But from your reading, from your other data you collect, you must try to learn basic principles of management, basic principles of life, which will ensure you a success, a good success. I'm happy that I'm again honored by the management, by my own disciple, Dr. Murali Vallaman, is the director, and Dr. Samson sir. And I'm very happy to see Majo after a long time. Once again, my thanks. I would also like to make a compliment to the student who was assigned by Dr. Murali Vallaban to help me when I reached the guest house. He was in full attendance. When I came, he received me warmly, took me to my room, asked me whether I want a warm water or a cold water. Then he served me with black tea, entertained me for half an hour. I suggested to him his name. I asked, and he told me it was Vishnu Sridharan Nair. And the immediate answer I told him was, it is high time that you have to change your name. Because if you happen to go abroad in America or Canada or even in Europe, Sridharan is a very struggling word to be spoken, spelled. So better that you change your name to Vishnu S. Nair. That will make him comfortable. His future colleagues also will be comfortable. We have had Lakshmi and Menon as former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nehru's time. And Dr. N. Nandan Menon, her husband, who was Vice Chancellor in Benares. So my request is that with the consent of his parents, he can shorten his name. If they agree, that will be good for him. And he was assisted by Tommy. My thanks goes to both of them. I didn't carry any special medal or something to be given, but you know that I'm usually carrying a pen. So I will give, I think that one more, yes. 2 pens are there. This I will give to these 2 young men who impressed me so. Please. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. We feel honored to have with us the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Majo George, Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, University, Vietnam. He is currently serving as the Senior Faculty of Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, University in Logistics and Supply Chain Management. He is the Executive Board Member and Director, International Affairs, MST Group Company Limited. So, with much joy and immense pleasure, let me welcome you, sir, for the valedictory message.
Good afternoon, everybody. Reverend Father Bobby Alex, Manager, respected Dr. Surya Thomas, Sir, other delegates, dignitaries, conference participants, and my dear students. I only have 20 minutes, so I'll try to go through things faster. I am privileged to stand before you today to discuss a subject near and dear to my heart: sustainable management practices in modern business. It's an issue that requires the attention of everyone in the business world, including CEOs, employees, and consumers. The urgency of this issue cannot be overstated, as we are facing some of the most significant environmental and social challenges in human history. The concept of sustainability has existed for decades, but its significance has grown in recent years. Sustainability is defined as meeting present needs without compromising future generations' ability to meet their own needs. Sustainable management practices allowing businesses to operate in an economically, socially, and environmentally responsible manner. Businesses need to adopt sustainable management practices in today's society. Consumers are becoming more of the environmental and social impact of business. They're more concerned. They demand products and services that are produced in an environmentally responsible manner. In fact, according to a recent survey, 90% of consumers are more likely to trust and be loyal to a company that employs sustainable practices. Sustainability is not limited to being environmentally conscious. It also entails creating long-term value for businesses. Businesses can reduce cost, improve their reputation, and increase profits by adopting sustainable practices. Additionally, sustainable practices can help businesses comply with regulations and remain competitive. There are much sustainable management practices that businesses can adopt. I will highlight a few that we believe are essential in the modern business environment. First and foremost, businesses must reduce their carbon footprint. Climate change is one of the most significant environmental problems we face today, and carbon emissions are a major contributor by utilizing renewable energy sources, increasing their energy efficiency and investing in low carbon technologies. Businesses can reduce their carbon footprint. A company could, for instance, install solar panels on its roof to generate electricity, or it could use energy efficient lighting and appliances. Second, businesses must implement a circular economy strategy. A circular economy is a system of economics that aims to eliminate waste and encourage the continued use of resources. This can be accomplished by designing durable and easy to repair products, utilizing recycled materials in production, and implementing recycling programs. Businesses can reduce their environmental impact and generate new revenue streams by adopting a circular economy strategy. Thirdly, companies must prioritize social responsibility. Social responsibility refers to a company's duty to act in the best interest of the society. This may involve supporting local communities, treating employees with fairness, and promoting diversity and inclusion. Businesses can improve their reputation and attract and retain talented employees by demonstrating social responsibility. Fourthly, companies must prioritize sustainable sourcing practices. Sustainable sourcing is the practice of acquiring raw materials in an ecology and socially responsible manner. This may involve the use of certified sustainable sources, the reduction of production of waste, and support of local suppliers. Businesses can reduce their environmental impact and promote social responsibility by prioritizing sustainable sourcing. Lastly, organizations must be open about their sustainable practices. Transparency is essential for establishing consumer and stakeholder confidence. Businesses should be forthcoming about their environmental and social impact, as well as their sustainability objectives and progress. By being transparent, businesses can build stronger relationship with their customers and stakeholders. In conclusion, sustainable management practices are crucial for businesses in the 21st century. Businesses can create long-term value, reduce their environmental impact, and promote social responsibility by adopting sustainable practices. Sustainability is not just a trend in the modern world, it's a necessity. I urge you all to adopt and prioritize sustainable management practices in your future career. Let's collaborate to build together a brighter future for ourselves and future generations. What I do now is, by demonstrating how fashion industry is adapting, I would like to briefly discuss how crucial businesses have to adopt the methods using in sustainable management practices. So I will, within my limited time, I will just go through okay, by the time they get ready. To be sustainable right now, as our dear Sirieksa said, time is very important. You need to do things faster, right? And one of the reasons, have a look at it. No need sound, just look. You can know what's happening, right? Motor car racing, they are changing the wheels. It took them nearly 64 seconds to fix the car. And the car is ready for racing. Now in 2013 in Melbourne, same motor racing, changing the tires. You saw that? Now you know, right? If you're slow, no way you're going to survive. You have to act on time and very fast. So you can see here, consumers' demand also have changed. We can actually divide pre-COVID and post-COVID. Everything has changed after COVID. So the traditional style is changing. It's moving towards faster technologies, and the companies want more profit. Money transfer in 90s. 1 week, if you are transferring money, it's a nightmare. It used to be nightmare. Approvals, 3 to 6 weeks. And the manufacturing concept is very different. If we still follow the same principles we used to do before, there is no way we can survive. Now, companies are using technologies. They're using machines. Today in the morning session, I was sharing how efficient Singapore port is operating without much human interaction and without much error. It's quite error-free. So you can see here in fashion technology, which is very easy for us to understand. That's why I took that topic. Mechanization has given a drastic improvement. New technologies emerging. That means they're using latest technology, which they don't need water, less waste, less pollution, more recycling. Last year, one of my students were working in a company, and that company was making socks, the socks from used plastic bottles. So they collect the used plastic bottle, convert them into socks. Very nice, very soft, very good looking, very comfortable socks. Recycling is very important. Cutting, spreading, everything is done by technology now. We even use virtual prototyping. That means when you go to a shop to buy clothes, you cannot look into you, right? You don't know how you look like if you buy that piece of material. But now shops have this technology to mirror you, and you can see you wearing that cloth. So technology has changed a lot. Automation. In every sector, automation is unavoidable right now. Technologies like RFID. So if you go to shops like Walmart, you don't have to go to the counter. Even in Decathlon, the other day I went to Decathlon in Kochi, in Ernakulam, near Whiteland. We bought something. It was very crowded. So the girl who supported us to buy things came to us and said, "Sir, do you want to pay using app?" I said, "Can I?" Because the queue is big. in front of the cashier? She said, yes. So she downloaded the app to the phone and we paid there and we just walked away. No need to be in the queue. I'm talking about Decathlon in Ernakulam right now. So technologies like RFID, imagine you go to a shop, supermarket, you buy a lot of things and every single thing has to be beep, 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 beep. And it takes a lot of time, right? With the latest technologies, you don't have to. You just put those things in your trolley and then go to your car or go home. That's fine. It's automatically been billed to your account. Last time when I was coming back from Melbourne, at the airport, usually a long procedure, right? You go there, immigration officers look at your passport and they stamp. When I was going to Melbourne, I did the same. The officer was looking at me and then after a minute, he gave me the passport. I said, thank you, sir. I assume he put the stamp in it. And when I came back, after I checked in with the airline staff, they said, just go. And I was holding my passport in my hand for the stamping. And I found myself waiting for the gate, in front of the gate. And I called an officer and said, sir, what about the stamping? And they said, it's all done. Facial recognition. You have nothing to do. I had a problem later when I was going to South Korea. They told me I needed a visa very urgently. They told me, sorry, for Indian passport, we cannot do the visa. And then they asked, had you ever been to US or Australia or UK? Then we can make it faster. I said, yes, I went there. Show me the passport. Nothing there. That is when I realized that when I enter Australia, the officer didn't even seal anything on my passport. They don't do it anymore. Technology and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is also being a part of us. There is no need for us to be afraid of. No need to walk away from it. We cannot. Robotics. At my university, maybe I would request Reverend Father to consider courses like blockchain, fintech, new technology courses to be developed here as well. We provide, at our university, we do provide latest courses. We have 3D machine for our fashion students at RMIT. They can create the prototype there. And these automation facilities can actually make things much faster. Sustainability, when we look into the sustainable part, I already mentioned in the introduction talk, climate change. Big problem. Weather is unpredictable now, and especially for fashion technology, weather is that's why Coimbatore is the fashion or textile hub. It's because of the humidity. Coimbatore has very suitable humidity for the right fabric. That's why Coimbatore has a lot of fabric companies there, right? Now, rainfall pattern shapes everything, and also the global warming. It happens. Working conditions and labor changes. During COVID, people could not go to work. How could they do things? At my university now, you will be very surprised to know, no more desk computers. Everybody, every one of us, we are having laptops. We all had desk phones. They removed it. No more desk phones. We have only Teams. We use Microsoft. So we have Teams. That's only number. And we don't have a permanent desk, except for senior officials. Normal lecturers, normal people, we call them hot desk. Anybody come anywhere, you sit and you work. The concept is changing, right? You don't have to come to the campus every day. For us, we have one day work from home. We can go to campus 4 days a week. One day we can work from home. Things are changing. And again, working conditions in many countries, child labor is still existing. Long working hours and safety issues are there as well. Resource availability. It's expected very soon, millions of people, billions of people will be leaving shortage of food, and water. We are very lucky to be in Kerala. Kerala is it's really the God's own land. When we go to other places, we find, this is Singapore, no water. Singapore doesn't have a drop of water. When I first went to Singapore many years ago, I was at the Singapore airport. And I asked the officer, I had a water bottle with me. Where can I get some water to drink? And the police officer told me, go to the toilet. I was like, he must be teasing me. Then I was wondering, I looked at him. He said, is it for first time in Singapore? I said, yes. Singapore, the water is drinkable anywhere. So just go to the toilet, take the water, drink, no problem. I didn't know at that time, Singapore doesn't have water. They're buying water from Malaysia. It's a lucky, big country, right? Successful country. No water. See, in every aspect, we actually who are living in Kerala, we are very lucky. I was discussing with Sadiq Saab previously how lucky and privileged we are. We never had war. We never had a big disaster except the recent 2018 flood disaster came up, right? We are very lucky. So, but that is not the case in every other place. Sustainability is very important, especially in garment, because if you want to produce garments or any products, and if you want to export it into the developed countries, they won't accept it provided you have to prove them, you manufactured them in a sustainable manner. So that is very important. And again, the governments are very strict. So if you want to set up a factory, you have to do how the recycling process, purification of the waste, water, etc. We visited factories in Vietnam, some of them actually owned by Indians. There's one factory, they're making jeans, zero waste, no waste, nothing, not even a drop wasted. They recycle it very nicely. I also do corporate training. I train managers of the companies. I train Heineken managers. I train nearly 120 managers with my team for in a duration of 3 to 4 years. Every year we have 21 managers, mid-managers and above. And we had been to the Heineken factory many times. I think they have 9 or 8 distilleries, Heineken. It's a beer company, right? You know that. You can't see them manufacture so fast. It goes super fast, but zero waste, zero damage, never. No waste, not even a single damage. Sustainability. And in every distilleries, they grow fish. They have a pond and they grow the fish there and say that, see, this is our wastewater. The fish can leave. The water is very pure. Sustainability. Buyers also now started demanding green products. And companies are highlighting that we manufacture this product in a sustainability manner. So sustainability, I mean, that's the main idea of this conference now. It is about we are caring our nature for the next generations. We got a good world. We don't want to make it worse. And we want to give it better for the generations to come. So it actually started in 1960 by Norman Borlaug, supposed to be the father of Green Revolution, right? Later, you might have heard about Kyoto Protocol as well as the carbon footprint thing. People, planet, and profit are the triple bottom line of sustainability. And at the same time, social, environment, and economic are the 3 pillars of sustainability. So you can see here, right from the concept. So you have an idea about manufacturing. So the phone companies, for example, they are very careful about how to recycle the phones, because now this gadgets waste is a big problem. So they are considering how to recycle. If you go to cafes like Starbucks, in my place. We have a few others also, but I think Starbucks is a name very familiar here for you. If you bring your own bottle or cup, you get a discount to take away. Otherwise, they give you, take away paper things, right? But if you are bringing your own sustainability, and at our campus, the same. Our RMIT campus also, it is same. We do like that. So when we have a concept, it actually starts. And then we design. So you can see the raw material, again, air, water, waste comes here. Then it comes to the transportation, definitely pollution's there. Then manufacturing, pollution, transport again, and then retail shops, again, waste, water pollutions. Consumer also dispose it off. What do you do normally with your old clothes? You throw away, right? You throw to the landfill. Eventually it will landfill, end in landfill. But imagine if you can reuse your old clothes to make new fabrics. Sustainable. And also helps in circular economy too. This is, I think you already know about this one, carbon footprint. Very, very important concept to be mentioned. Emissions. Nowadays, we are moving towards electric vehicles with a very less. When I was small, I remember sometimes the trucks go, we can't even see anything. The fumes were actually makes us blind. Now we don't see that much, right? But it's getting better. Our airport in Cochin International Airport is fully using solar energy. It's a very good example. Singapore Airport, Changi International Airport, Singapore Airport, they use natural light. During the daytime, they don't use any lights. So they use maximum natural light in. These are all examples of how we can reduce the carbon footprint. Increase the working conditions. So every businesses need to enhance sustainable business models. And circular economy, as I said, it's a very hot topic now. Instead of throwing away things, how can we convert them back? If you have an Apple phone, you can actually sell back to Apple. They will buy it back from you. And they will convert it. They won't just simply throw it away. They will use things which can be used. Now the government of India is coming up with your old cars must be crushed and reused to have the new materials, right? So eventually it will be helping a lot. So it is very important for us to understand materials must be used in such an efficient way so that we can reuse it and don't throw away. In Vietnam, many of the straw, the straws made of bamboo, no more plastic straws. So if you come to our campus, we don't give plastic bottle water. It is completely banned. We all have to have, the university provide us with glasses, cups, mugs, and also bottles. We have to keep it. No more plastic water bottles are allowed. These are all examples of what we can do. Sourcing, very important. When we are collecting raw materials, we need to know where they are coming from and what are the conditions in which it has been grown. So sourcing is very important. If you study too much into supply chain management, then you know that procurement and sourcing is very important. That is one of the subjects I'm going to teach in this coming semester. So again, that is also very important for maintaining our environmental as well as what we say, as I said before, we are actually saving our earth to the next generation. Stakeholder engagement and employees. Employees also can play a lot of things. So at our campus, it's a paperless campus. So we don't use papers. Everything is online. Every applications online. Every approvals online. There's no signed paper. We don't use it anymore. Trying to reduce the carbon footprint. These things, employees can actually support. And again, customers also. Customers also, for example, I don't know whether in India they do that. If you are bringing back the used can, you get discount. The companies will buy back the used. You buy oil, for example, cooking oil. And if you take back the can, you get a small discount when you buy the new one. And they will buy it back. So these are all examples of sustainable practices, very important. Then alternate fuels, fleet management, all those things. Sustainable supply chain is another important factor, considering providing better conditions for the staff. See, it's very important. I was talking today morning about customer experience. And today, our Syriac sir and father was also saying, it's very important now to make sure everybody is happy. So how can you make everybody happy? Make sure we are doing things which are sustainable. We need people to come back to us. So that is very important. Then use fiber types, recyclable materials, less chemicals, etc. So these are the ways we can actually go forward in the sustainable way. Training is very important because we have technologies. The previous technologies used to consume a lot of energy and have a lot more waste. That is why companies have been always encouraged to buy new machines, replace the existing machines, and information related sustainability must be given to the consumers. Biodegradable products is very important. And, sometimes we imagine the waste we throw to the nature. We don't care. But if you look into the videos of the plastic waste which had been seen or collected from the ocean, it's unbelievably alarming. So you need to be very important. And again, I'm following exactly what our dignitaries told here today. Automation is very important. That's a way. The second thing is the speed. You saw it took a lot of time. 64 seconds in a auto car race. Now you lose. You're already out. And you see the difference. Everything is fast. People want things to be delivered fast. When you order something, it needs to be delivered fast. And reducing the waste and saving energy. So main way of sustaining is about waste management, and that can only be done by adopting the latest technological methods. And the problems for that is basically the cost. And the second one is the implementation and creating the awareness of this problem. So once we know that, then it's quite easy for us to move ahead. So my advice to you as future managers, think about the world and provide the world as a better place than you got to the next generation. So 2-3 things. Number one, waste management. Number two, recycling, and we call it circular economy. And number three, make the world a better place to live. So I hope you got a good chance to take part in this international competition, conference, and I encourage you to do more research. Whether you are an academic or you are a professional, the more research you do, the more publications you do, as our dignitary said, it will be definitely good for you. So please keep doing that. And a professional life is always a learning all the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now, it's time for the certificate distribution and Best Paper Award ceremony. We thank all the participants for attending and making this event a great success. We are cherished to announce that your contributions has given color, vigor, dynamism, vitality, and the spirit to this auspicious certification. So let me invite Dr. Surya Thomas for distributing the certificate and prize money to the Best Paper Award winner. The Best Paper Award in HR category goes to Nandita Dev, presented on the topic Green HRM and Sustainability, the levers of control and natural resource-based view of IT firms in Kerala. Congratulations, and they are getting a cash prize of 5,000. The Best Paper Award in General Management category goes to Dr. S. Shankari, presented on the topic Pathway to Academic Well-being of College Students in Digital Era. They have presented it online. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, it's time to distribute the participation certificates. Thank you, dear participants, for your active participation and inputs. It has been an honor to have all your presence in our event, and your participation really ensured the success of this event. Let me invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Major George, to distribute the certificates. May I call upon the participants' name? Kaushambi Samajpadi and Saurabh Deep Ghosh from Christ University. Saileshwaran N and Anugraha Ruben Pillai from Christ University. Nidish Reddy, Lavanya M and Rohit Radhakrishnan from Christu Jayanti College of Law. Ms. Arya A.K., Marian College, Kutikanam. Devika Prakash and Naomi Sarah Matthew from Marian College, Kutikanam. Needu Lakshmi MJ from IMK, University of Kerala. Dr. Emilda K. Joseph from Marian College, Kutikanam. Thank you, sir. Now, for the prize certificate distribution, I invite Reverend Father Bobby Alex Manam Plackle. Welcome, Father. Nandita Dev, Mahatma Gandhi University. Rosemary and Gio Suriek from Alfonsa College, Pala. Teresa Cyril from Alfonsa College, Pala. Alicia Pascal from Alfonsa College, Pala. Agil B. Nair from Marian College, Kutikanam. Dr. Rajini A. from Marian College, Kutikanam. Arun George Joseph from Marian College, Kutikanam. Father Agil P. Joseph from Marian College, Kutikanam. Anwar Rasak and Vishnu Sridhara Menon from Marian College, Kutikanam. Lilia Sampson and Ans Mariam Matthew from Marian College, Kutikanam. Dr. N. Arun Shankar and Anju Maria Joshi from Marian College, Kutikanam. Dr. Sujita Annie Kurian, Belinda Ebi, and Persis Susan Matthew. Anida Mall from Marian College, Kutikanam. Shibin P. Shaji from Marian College, Kutikanam. Thank you, Father.
We are extremely happy to express our sincere gratitude to our dear faculty coordinators, Dr. Arun Shankar sir and Dr. Joshija Jose ma'am for their constant support and guidance and making this event a remarkable one. So, with much pleasure, we invite Dr. Arun Shankar sir and Dr. Joshija ma'am to receive the token of appreciation from Dr. TV Murali Vallaban sir. Let me also invite Dr. TV Murali Vallaban sir, Director, Marian Institute of Management, for distributing the certificates. No matter what language you speak, a kind and smiling thank you always speaks to everyone's heart. So, let me take this opportunity to welcome one of our true guide and supporter, Dr. Bose Joseph, Dean Student Affairs, to deliver the word of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. It has been a very fascinating and engaging 2 days. Over 90 participants, 180 students, over 12 speakers actively engaged in discussing, deliberating, and debating on sustainability aspects of business. Now, it was truly international in nature in terms of looking at the quality of the input, presentation of the participants, as well as the kind of guest speakers that we had in the national seminar. Now we are at the end of this national seminar. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to all those who have extended their sincere support to make this a great success. First of all, let me extend our sincere thanks to the president of today's valedictory function, Dr. Cyriac Thomas sir. It was our privilege to have such a great educational visionary to preside over our valedictory function today. And he has really inspired us, motivated us, and shared some of the very successful mantras which are not covered in the management textbooks. Thank you very much for your presence, sir, and thank you very much for your motivational words. Now, we are also very grateful with the presence of our beloved manager, Reverend Father Bobby Manamplatal. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion and blessing this function with your presence and highly inspiring and motivational appreciation that you have given to us. Thank you very much, Father. I would also like to extend our sincere thanks to the chief guest, Dr. Majo, for delivering the valedictory message and then reminding us to be updated with the speed, the fast change. If you don't change with the speed, the change will change you from the context is that he has reminded us. Thank you very much for your presence, sir. I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to our great leader, our director, Reverend Dr. Murali Vallaban sir. He has been involved in the process. He has visualized this hybrid model of international conference, and then his involvement has really made this event truly international. Thank you very much, sir. Reverend Dr. Jose Chittidial, Coordinator MBA program, has been very instrumental in making this program so meticulous, well executed, and all the participants are extremely happy with all the aspect of the international conference. I extend our sincere gratitude to Josichan. This conference would not have been a great success if the quality of the research scholars, quality of the paper presented was inferior. So we are truly indebted to all the participants who have shared their valuable insights in alignment with the sustainability goals. And now we extend our sincere words of gratitude to all the participants, faculty members, research scholars, and students from across Kerala and outside India who presented papers and participated in this international conference. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have two very special names to be remembered and appreciated. Let's put our hands together to the overall coordinators of this program, Dr. Arun Shankar and Joshija ma'am, for coordinating and implementing this program in a very international standard. A special appreciation to the student coordinators of this international conference. Let's put our hands together to George Joseph, Belinda Ebi, and Alkesh Kumar, who are the student coordinators of the international conference. We have many committees who are very active throughout these 2 days. All these committee coordinators, faculty members, faculty heads of all these committees, and teaching as well as non-teaching staff, you all played a very important role to make this international conference a grand success. Thank you very much to one and all. And my dear students, you have been a very active participant in this seminar. You have been listening all the tracks and asking questions in this seminars to make it a very vibrant seminar. Looking forward to similar exciting participation in all the activities that we are going to line up. Thank you very much. It's not an end. It is just a continuation of our deliberations about sustainability. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you. I request Reverend Father Bobby Alex Manamplakel to hand over a token of love and gratitude to Dr. Suryak Thomas. I also invite Dr. Majo George to receive the token of love and gratitude. Thank you, dear dignitaries. Take your time, but make steady progress. Work it till it is right. Set milestones and benchmarks. Strive to be the best. Get ready for every opportunity that Lord Almighty gives you and utilize each opportunity. The valedictory function of 8th International Conference 2023 has come to an end. We hope this conference has made a positive impact on your personal and professional lives. It has really been an enlightening event for all of us. Thank you everyone for all your support and encouragement and making this year's conference a great success. We request everyone to rise up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध द्राविड गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण जय 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 जय
Wishing everyone the very best. With this, the curtain falls on 8th International Conference 2023. Thank you.